ask her if she wanted to wait or she wanted to go. So she said she's going to come back because she wanted to watch these.
Want to watch these?
Yeah, because her brother had her friend arrested.
Okay. I'm ready whenever you're set.
All right, sir.
Gotcha.
Ethan Riley Coat.
All right, sir. All right, I want to confirm your address. Give me a moment here. All right, the state is alleging several charges against you. You have 3 counts of aggravated luring of a minor, 3 counts of sexual extortion, 3 counts of furnishing harmful items to minors, 3 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, 6 counts of sexual conduct with a minor, and 1 count of sexual abuse. All of those are felony allegations that you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial on. I've scheduled you for a preliminary hearing on the 4th of May at 4:00 p.m.
Your Honor, before you continue, I do have another court case on that court date, or on that date. Will we be able to handle that as well, or will that be pushed forward?
Which court is it in? Is it in this court, or is it
It's in this court. You gave me the court date of the 4th.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, so the preliminary hearing is scheduled. The preliminary hearing is to determine if there is probable cause to charge you with these felony allegations. If there is probable cause, your case will bind over to the Gila County Superior Court. They'll take disposition on the case. If not, one or all of the charges could be dismissed. There is also the possibility that the case will go in front of a grand jury before that date. If that occurs, you'll be notified of that as well, and you won't be needed to go to the court date that has been scheduled. The best thing to do is, if you're out of custody, is to check the business day beforehand to see if you're required to go to court still on that day.
Okay.
Your release condition is obey all orders of the court, do not commit any crimes, notify the court immediately if your address changes, do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court, do not contact any of the alleged victims in any manner, do not possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, do not possess any firearms. These are felony allegations. If you're convicted, you could become a prohibited possessor, and not to have any contact with any minors whatsoever. Do you understand those release conditions?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm placing an $80,000 bond on you, so you'll be held in custody on that bond. Being that you're held in custody, you have the right to a court-appointed attorney if you cannot afford to hire one. So I'm going to send you a financial questionnaire that, if you wish to exercise that right and have a court-appointed attorney at little or no cost to you, just complete that questionnaire and that'll be considered for the assignment of the attorney. The additional thing that happens since you're in custody is the prosecutor, the attorney for the state of Arizona, has 48 hours from the date and time of this hearing to file a formal complaint against you. If they file that complaint timely and you qualify for the court-appointed attorney, at that time they will be assigned and be notified of your in-custody status, your charges, and your bond amount as well. If they do not file that complaint within a 48-hour period, you'll be released on your own recognizance without having to post bail. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions?
So, I can fill out the financial questionnaire and then,
That will see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, and if a complaint files within that 48 hours, your attorney will be assigned. If it's not going to file, then if it files later, they have up to the statute of limitations, which is roughly about 7 years to file the complaint. Then at that time, they may review your financials at that time to see if you still qualify for a court-appointed attorney or not.
okay. One more question.
Yeah.
Since it's a 48-hour, is it eligible for bond? Or for
Yes. So the 80,000 is bail bonds eligible right now.
Okay, so that would be 10%, so that would make it 8,000 or 18, I don't know.
It'd be 8,000.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
No.
Okay. All right. That's all I have for you. Sir, are you here for a particular defendant?
Kobe Barton.
Kobe Martin, you said?
Kobe Barton.
Oh, Barton. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll be seeing him shortly.
Okay, thank you.
And you'll be able to hear, but probably not be able to see, just like we just did.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Do you want me to let Mr. Barton know that you're here?
Sure, yeah.
Is he a family member or friend or?
I'm his dad.
Okay, I'll let him know his father's here then.
This way. And you're standing on good?
Ma'am, can you state your name, please?
Madeline Martinez.
Okay. Ms. Martinez, I want to confirm your address. Give me a moment. The state is alleging 2 charges against you. Both of them are felony allegations. One charge is dangerous drug possession or use. The second charge is drug paraphernalia possession or use. You have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. I've scheduled you for a preliminary hearing on the 14th of May at 4:00 p.m. The preliminary hearing is to determine if there is probable cause to charge you with those 2 crimes. If probable cause is met, then your case will bind over to the Gila County Superior Court. If probable cause is not met, then your case could be dismissed. Your release conditions are as follows. Obey all orders of the court. Do not commit any crimes. Notify the court immediately of any address change. Do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court. And do not possess any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. And not to possess any firearms. Do you understand those release conditions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There is a possibility that the case may go in front of a grand jury prior to that court date. Best thing for you to do is to call a day ahead of time, a business day ahead of time, to find out if your preliminary hearing is still taking place. And you'll get an answer to whether you need to come to it or not. I don't want you to have to come to court when you may not need to. If you
Okay.
can abide those release conditions and you're promising to appear unless you're otherwise notified,
Yes, sir.
okay, I'll release you on your own recognizance. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. There, could you state your name, please?
Dana Uritis.
All right, ma'am, I want to confirm your address. The state is alleging 3 charges against you. 2 of them are felonies, one of them is a misdemeanor. The 2 felony allegations are dangerous drug possession or use, drug paraphernalia possession or use, and then prescription drug possession. That's the misdemeanor violation. On those charges, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. I've scheduled you for a preliminary hearing on the 14th of May at 4 o'clock p.m. Additionally, there's an arraignment that is scheduled for the misdemeanor violation. So I'll first tell you what the preliminary hearing is. Preliminary hearing is to determine if there's probable cause to charge you with those 2 felony allegations. If probable cause is found, then your case will bind over to the Gila County Superior Court, and they'll take disposition on that case. There is a possibility that the case will go in front of a grand jury prior to that date. The best thing for you to do is to call a business day ahead of time to see if it's still proceeding, whether you need to come into court to it or not, okay? If probable cause is found, it transfers over. If it's not, the felony portion could dismiss. The misdemeanor, prescription drug possession, that is an arraignment scheduled at the same date and time, and that is where you'll need to be prepared to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest to that charge. Depending on your plea will be what happens next with the court proceeding. All of those options, as well as the penalty range, will be explained to you prior to you giving your plea, so you'll be well informed. Your release conditions are obey all orders of the court, do not commit any crimes, notify the court immediately if your address changes, do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court, do not possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, and do not possess any firearms. Do you understand those release conditions? Can you abide by those?
Absolutely. Yes.
And you'll show up to court unless you're otherwise notified?
Yes.
Okay, I'll release you on your own recognizance then. Do you have any questions? Okay. That's all I've got for you. And then Miss Daly, I'll need to talk to the other one just to confirm her address.
Okay, I'll bring her back up right now.
Thank you.
And back where you were too.
Hello there. Could you state your name again, please?
Madeline Martinez.
Miss Martinez, do you live with Miss Urias?
Who? Oh, you're right. Oh, Shayna. I stay with her, but my mom's address is my address.
Which is what?
305 West McCamey.
Okay,
It's
so
on the next block.
okay, but same number.
Yeah. 305 West McCamey, and hers is 305 West Summit.
Okay, all right. I just want to confirm that. I didn't know if you maybe were mixed up on the street name or not.
No. That's
Okay.
my mom. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Your Honor. My name is Justin David Rutgers.
Okay. All right, sir. I need to confirm your address. All right, the state is alleging two charges against you. One of them is a felony charge and one of them is a misdemeanor charge. The felony charge is aggravated domestic violence, and the misdemeanor charge is disorderly conduct filed under the domestic violence statute. On those charges, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. I've scheduled you for a preliminary hearing and an arraignment. The preliminary hearing is regarding the felonies, and that's scheduled for May 4th at 4:00 p.m. That is to make a determination if there's probable cause to charge you with the felony allegation. If there is probable cause, your case will bind over to the Gila County Superior Court. If there's not probable cause, that felony allegation could dismiss.
Okay.
The misdemeanor violation, same date and time you're scheduled for an arraignment, and you'll need to be prepared to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest to the misdemeanor allegation. Depending on how you plead will be what happens next with the court proceeding. All of those options, as well as the penalty range for that misdemeanor allegation will be explained to you prior to you giving your plea, so you'll be well informed, okay?
Okay.
Your release conditions are as follows. Obey all orders of the court. Do not commit any crimes. Notify the court immediately if your address changes. Do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court. Do not contact the alleged victim in any manner. Do not go near the location of the alleged offense. If you have any personal property, you are allowed to return with law enforcement to collect some personal belongings. That's called a civil standby.
Yes.
You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, and not to possess any firearms. Do you understand those release conditions?
Yes, I do.
Can you abide by those?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. I'm placing a $5,000 bond hold on you, so you remain in custody, and it is only regarding the felony allegation, not the misdemeanor. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance on the misdemeanor, so let me explain what that means. Since you're held on bond on the felony only, the prosecutor has 48 hours from the date and time of this hearing to file a formal complaint against you. If they fail to do that timely, it does not count on weekends and holidays. So unfortunately, we're approaching a weekend. So if they do not file that within the 48 hours, you'll be released on your own recognizance and not be held on any bond. If they do file the complaint, then you'll be notified of that. Additionally, you have the right to a court-appointed attorney at little or no cost. I'll send you a financial questionnaire that if you wish to exercise that right to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, then if that complaint files, that attorney will be assigned, be made aware of your in-custody status, your charges, and also your bond amount. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Will I be transferred, yeah?
I'm not sure. That's up to them. You're only held on a felony charge, so I don't know if they'll transfer you or not. They might just wait to see if the complaint files or not, and then decide to transfer. It's up to the detention staff. I don't control the jail.
How much is the bond
Five-
that I would have to pay?
5,000.
5,000 cash bond?
It's not cash, no.
So how much would I have to pay?
Well, 5,000. If you go through a bail bonds, then you can talk to them, and sometimes they collect 10%, and then the rest of it's they have to, I don't know how that works with bail bonds, but they normally collect a 10%. So,
Okay.
any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, that's all I've got for you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good day, Your Honor.
You too. Thank you.
Oh, that's right there. Right, definitely. Scan right here. Just scan it for you.
Well, sir, can you state your name?
Kobe Philip Barton.
All right. All right, sir, I want to let you know that your father's in the courtroom, so he'll hear what's taking place.
Okay.
All right, I want to confirm your address. All right, the state is alleging one violation against you. It is a driving on a suspended, revoked, or canceled driver's license. On that charge, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. What I would like to do is hold an arraignment for you, which is to tell you about the charge, tell you about the penalty range, and take a plea from you. To do that, I would need your permission to waive your personal appearance in front of me. So instead of scheduling you back to court on another day, if I get your consent to waive your personal appearance where you stand in front of me and do this by video, then I'll proceed forward with the arraignment. Do I have your consent for that?
Yeah.
All right. The driving suspended, revoked, or canceled driver's license is a Class 1 misdemeanor. It's punishable with a maximum fine of $2,500, 6 months in jail, and or 3 years of probation. As of now, there is no jail time being requested of that case. So you're not facing jail time as of now. So that's whether you plead not guilty and are found guilty later after a trial, still not facing jail time. If you plead guilty or no contest today, not facing jail time. If that changes, your rights will change, and so does all of the other procedures if that ever changes, okay? Your options are to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest. If you plead guilty or no contest, then I will move forward into sentencing today for you as well, so you don't have to come back to court yet again. If you plead not guilty, I will have to schedule you back to court for a pre-trial conference. That's where you'll meet with the prosecutor. You'll discuss the case with the prosecutor. They may provide you the police report and any other evidence they plan on using at a potential trial at a later date. At the conclusion of that pre-trial conference, again with a not guilty plea, one of four things will happen. Number one, the case will go to a trial. Number two, the case could enter a plea agreement that you would agree on and all parties agree on. Number three, the case could be dismissed. Or number four, it could be continued or a change of plea could be entered. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. The difference between a guilty plea and a no contest plea is the following. If you plead guilty, that means you're admitting that you committed the crime. If you plead no contest, you're not admitting, nor are you denying, but you are accepting the conviction. Both guilty and no contest pleas show on a criminal history as a conviction. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
All right. You also have the right to an attorney. So you can hire an attorney at your own expense if you wish. You can waive the presence of an attorney, or you can ask the court for a court-appointed attorney. If you wish to request a court-appointed attorney, there's two requirements. Number one, you must not be able to afford an attorney, and we will check that by providing you a financial statement. Okay? The second requirement, additional, let's assume that you can't afford one, then the second requirement is good cause. One example of good cause would be if there was a loss of liberty or jail time, but I informed you there's not, so that takes that away. Another cause could be a mental disability where you're diagnosed and you cannot comprehend things and those types of things. So if you don't have that second cause, then you don't qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So if you believe you have good cause for one, you can let me know, and I'll let you know if that cause qualifies you for a court-appointed attorney, or you can waive the presence of an attorney or hire one at your own expense. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
That decision, what do you wish to do? Waive the presence, hire one, or provide good cause to the court?
The first one.
Waive the presence of an attorney?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll be sending you a waiver form. It's going to do two things. Number one, it's going to waive your personal appearance that I discussed with you to do this by video. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
The second part of it will be the waiving of the attorney. So with one signature, you'll read through it, and it'll be a waiving of attorney, waiving of personal appearance. Okay, so I'll be sending that to you shortly. All right. All right, do you have any questions about your plea options?
No.
Okay. How do you wish to plead to the charge?
Guilty.
Okay, I'll enter your guilty plea. I want to inform you of the rights that you're giving up when you enter a guilty plea before I accept it. Okay. First off, are you on probation or parole?
No.
Okay. By pleading guilty, you're giving up the following rights. The right to plead not guilty and require the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The right to have a trial in front of a judge. The right to have the assistance of an attorney at all stages of the proceeding, including an appeal, and that's what we talked about with the waiver form. The right to confront witnesses against you and cross-examine them as to the truthfulness of their testimony. The right to remain silent and to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The right to present evidence in your own behalf and have the court compel your chosen witnesses to appear and testify free of charge. And also the right to a direct appeal. I want to make you aware of possible collateral consequences, and those are included in the following. The possible suspension of your driver's license and impact on a commercial driver's license or other professional license, an impact on your insurance rates, the revocation of probation or parole, an increased penalty for further criminal charges, becoming a prohibited possessor if convicted of domestic violence charges, and if you're not a citizen of the United States, a plea or finding of guilt may result in your deportation or being denied citizenship or re-entry. Further on your citizenship is Rule 17.2. If you're not a citizen of the United States, pleading guilty or no contest to a crime may affect your immigration status. Admitting guilt may result in deportation even if the charge is later dismissed. Your plea or admission of guilt could result in your deportation or removal, could prevent you from ever becoming a legal resident, or could prevent you from becoming a resident of the United States. Also could prevent you from getting legal status for the United States. Understanding each of those rights, do you wish to waive those rights and enter your guilty plea?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read you a factual basis from your case. It indicates that on April 23rd of 2026 at about 9 o'clock p.m., just after, at or near milepost 249 on State Route 87, you were contacted by the Gila County Sheriff's Office. In that police contact, it was found that you were driving a motor vehicle on a public roadway when your license was suspended, revoked, or canceled. That occurred in Gila County in the jurisdiction of this court, and you are here pleading guilty to that today. Does that sound correct?
Yeah.
Regarding your guilty plea, are you making that voluntarily?
Yeah.
Nobody forced, threatened, or harassed you to make that plea?
No.
Did anybody promise you in your lighter sentence or punishment that if you pled guilty, you'd receive it?
No.
Okay. Court finds that you entered your plea knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently. Will accept your plea of guilty. I'll be sending you a form that will have my initials going down the left column of that form. Those are the rights that I just reviewed with you that you're waiving by entering your guilty plea. It requires your signature. Do you wish to give any statement to the court before I impose sentencing?
No.
All right. The standard fine for a driving suspended violation is $484. Are you able to pay that today?
Yeah.
Okay. There are two additional fees, so let me give you a total balance. One fee is the jail fee of $69. That's additional to that. And then there's a court security fee of $35.80. So we actually have a balance of $588.80 that's totaled. Are you able to pay that amount?
Am I able to pay a lesser amount and be on like a...
You can. I have to add a one-time payment plan of $20. Then you just let me know what you can pay today. I'll schedule your next one 30 days out.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. How much do you want to pay today?
Can I just pay like 200?
You can. And then how about your monthly payment thereafter? Same amount or less?
No, you can do 200.
Okay. I'm going to give you just over 30 days. We'll go to the 29th.
Okay.
So what you'll be signing is an agreement for the payment plan of making a $200 payment today. My intentions are to release you out of custody. So you'll be walking out, just come across the street, come to the front of the court, pay your $200 today. After that, you can make your $200 monthly however you wish. On the bottom of the judgment and sentencing form, there's a website and a phone number if you wish to do it remotely and use a credit or debit card. They will charge you a merchant fee if you do that. Or you can send a check or money order to the address listed on that judgment form. Just make sure you include your case number on the check memo line.
Okay.
So that judgment, I'll need a signature from you on that. You have any questions about anything that we spoke about?
I do not.
Okay, we'll get this information sent over shortly. You'll be released out of custody shortly.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions, sir?
No, I don't.
Okay. So you'll be right across the street here, just right this way. You'll see the sheriff's office. You'll be released out of there.
Vehicle got towed, where would we?
I don't know that information. It's the
Okay.
police department, the law enforcement agency that did that, and he should know that, and it should be in his paperwork.
Oh, and his paperwork. Thank
Yeah.
you very much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good day.
You-
Hello there, sir. Can you state your name?
Kyle Robert Shaw, Your Honor.
Okay. Give me 1 moment. Okay. All right, I want to confirm your address. All right, sir, so the state is alleging 4 charges against you. 2 of them are felony allegations and 2 of them are misdemeanor allegations. The 2 felony allegations are dangerous drug possession or use and drug paraphernalia possession or use. The 2 misdemeanor violations are false information to law enforcement and resisting arrest passively. On those charges, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. I've scheduled you for 2 different dates for your hearings. First off, the felonies, those are set for a preliminary hearing on 5/4 of 2026 at 4:00 p.m. The preliminary hearing is to determine if there is probable cause to charge you with the felony allegations, not convict you. If there is probable cause, the case will bind over to the Gila County Superior Court. If there's not probable cause, the case could dismiss.
Okay.
It's possible that the case could go in front of a grand jury prior to that date. If that does occur, you'll be notified and you will not need to appear in court on that date, okay? On the 2 misdemeanor violations, you're ordered to be in court on the 20th of May at 9:00 a.m. for an arraignment on the 2 misdemeanors. The arraignment is where you'll need to be prepared to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest to those charges. Depending on how you plead will be what happens next with the court proceeding. All of those options, as well as the penalty range for those misdemeanor allegations, will be explained to you prior to you giving your plea on that date.
Okay.
Your release conditions are the following: obey all orders of the court, do not commit any crimes, notify the court immediately if your address changes, do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court, do not possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, and do not possess any firearms. You understand those release conditions?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right. Since you have a pending felony in the Gila County Superior Court, you are held in custody without bond. That's under Rule 7.2. So there's no bond eligible for you. You have to see the judge unless no complaint files. If no complaint files, then you'll be released on that. You understand?
Your Honor, I have doctor's appointments, and I was going to ask if I could possibly be transferred over to CBI.
That's denied because as Rule 7.2 says that you are not to be released. It's not a decision with discretion. What happens is you'll held without bond, and if they file the complaint, then you're going to be seen by the Superior Court. They'll set up a 7.2 hearing is what it's called. If they don't file that complaint, then you're going to be released on your own recognizance. Okay.
When will I know when they filed that by?
It's going to be Tuesday. It does not count weekends and holidays. I was just getting to that. Yeah. So it won't be until Tuesday. So if there's any medications or anything that you need, you can let us know now. The friends here to see if they can make some arrangements. Otherwise, you'll be staying in custody and seeing the doctor in the jail cell.
Yeah, I need my lisinopril.
Is she able to get that? Is she able to get that for you?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm almost out of it though.
All right. Give me a moment. Ma'am, can you come forward? So the lisinopril will have to be in its own prescription bottle that was originally signed to you, or the jail will not accept it. So he's indicating that you could probably get his medication lisinopril for him?
It's not, the label's not in my name.
Okay, then that's not going to...
I need to go get more. Because I have a heart infection, Your Honor, and I also have a blood clotting disease.
Okay.
So the lisinopril is it's a major.
It's illegal for you not to keep prescriptions in the original prescription bottle. So before you say any more, I understand what you're saying. Okay. I don't know that she can get them for you because she can't bring them in anything that's other than the prescription bottle. Double check with the jail staff, but I'm pretty sure that's the way that works. But I don't interpret their rules, so just check with them and see if that changes at all. But other than that, I don't know what to be able. You might have to see the doctor that's in the jail.
I was supposed to. I have a doctor's appointment scheduled for tomorrow, though, Your Honor.
You go to the doctor on Saturday?
No, I was going to be going to get my heart checked out. I just emailed her. She's a family doctor, Deborah Nichols.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Rule 7.2 says you're not getting out of jail at least until 48 hours.
Okay.
So I hope I hope things go okay. If not, you'll have to see the doctor in jail. Okay? All right, do you have any other questions in that?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have a prescription waiting for you at your pharmacy somewhere?
Possibly, yeah.
Has this person picked them up for you before?
No.
Okay, so maybe you're able to have that arranged somehow, make a phone call or something. If it's ready to go, you give them permission and, give them your name and all that and see if you're able to arrange that for her to pick up. So I don't know.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay, any questions at all?
No.
Okay, that's all I got for you.
Can I tell him one thing?
What's that?
That his dog
Thank you, Judge.
fine.
No, none of those, yeah, thank you, I'm sorry, ma'am. All right, I'll get them sent over to you shortly.
Thank you, sir.
You bet, bye.